What's up? How you doing? Man, I'm looking kind of decent. I'm not gonna lie, but that's not the point of this video. I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to have a real talk with you. I think a lot of us, as we work on self-improvement, as we try to change our lives, and as we try to just identify things that we can improve upon, we naturally start to kind of alienate ourselves from people in our past because they don't necessarily understand what we're trying to do, and they don't necessarily agree with the viewpoints that we now have. You know, when you tell people that you don't want to stay out late drinking and partying because you need to get up early and go to the gym the next day, instead of saying, oh, okay, I respect that, they say, that's kind of weird. Like, it's just one drink, it's just 2 drinks, like, come on now. But it's not just that, you know, it's breaking your routine. It's the extra calories you get from the alcohol. It's the money you have to pay out of pocket. You know, it's a lot more than just 1 or 2 drinks. It's the time and the mental energy that you're spending, you know, it's more than that. I think that when you start self-improvement, you start to reprioritize a lot of things in your life. And one of the things you start to reprioritize is your friend group. Because when you go to your friends and you tell them that you gratitude journal and they laugh at you for it, when you go to your friends and you tell them that you're starting to meditate and that you're starting to set big goals and that you have all these big financial dreams and they laugh at you, I get it. You know, like, you have to understand because you were in that exact same situation. There was a point in your life where self-improvement made no sense to you, where self-improvement just seemed like something that a bunch of fake gurus on the internet spouted at you, and it seemed redundant and it seemed unnecessary. But here's the thing, for me personally, I've realized that I don't think the same way other people do. And this isn't to say like, oh, I'm built different, I'm better than everyone. No, it's the exact opposite. I feel like my mind is actively working against me 90% of the time. And maybe you're a person who doesn't need these things. Maybe you're a person who can wake up and is perfectly fine with just rolling out of bed, scrolling on your phone for a couple hours and going about and doing your daily business. But for me, if I wake up and I pull out my phone instead of my gratitude journal every morning, that kills the momentum for the entire rest of my day. If I come home after work and I sit down on the couch and open Netflix instead of going straight to the gym, that ruins my momentum for the rest of the afternoon. If I sit down and I'm having like a busy day and my mind is racing and I ignore it instead of pulling out my journal and writing it down or sitting off to the side and meditating, then that completely destroys my mindset and my mental state for the rest of the night, potentially the rest of the week, sometimes the rest of the month. Let me tell you, the last month or so of my life, I have not been eating right, I have not been sleeping right, I've not been working out consistently. I literally have not recorded a video in like the past 45 days. I'm telling you this because I need you to understand this. Like, when you have momentum in life, you need to hold on to that tight, real tight. Because as soon as you start to lose that momentum, I'm telling you, it's just 10 times harder to get back to where you were. Not even to like move past it, just to get back to where you were not too long ago. You know, it's funny, like, people don't realize that I have videos recorded and scheduled months in advance. At any given point in time, I probably have 10 to 15 videos just already scheduled, right? So you don't see the ups and downs that I go through in between recording these videos. You don't see the struggle I go through when I record a video and look at it and I'm like, I really don't like this video. And I have to delete it and re-record it. And then I delete it and re-record it. Then I delete it and re-record it. I've had a video that I've recorded 5 times now. I'm still not happy with it. No one's gonna see it. No one's gonna see it until I'm happy with it. You understand this? And the reason why I'm struggling so much is because I took a break. I told myself that I deserved a break. You know, I was in Boston celebrating my sister's commencement and I was so happy for her. I was so proud of her. I got to see my family members in the first time since forever. But there was something, you know, there was just something nagging at me and I was like, I should be enjoying this. Like, I should really be enjoying this right now. Well, this window is going crazy. And I was, like, don't get me wrong, I was really enjoying it. But at the same time, I was like, I need to still find a way to continue doing the good habits so that I can keep up my momentum when I get back from this trip. And I didn't do that. I drank pretty much every night. I mean, I was in Boston for the first time ever. I went out and explored the city every single day. I was eating junk food. I had tons of caffeine. I stayed up late. I was getting maybe 3-4 hours of sleep every night for like 4 nights in a row. Like, I was eating no protein, just all carbs and sugar. It was really bad. And when I tell you I'm still recovering, like 2 weeks later, I mean it. I really mean it. So just be careful with what you do. If you are like an extremely sensitive person like me, and sensitive in like the mindset sort of way, where once your mindset starts to shift and once you start to feel like, you can literally feel it. It's like the temperature of your body starts to change. And I know how crazy that sounds, but that's literally how it feels for me. I am extraordinarily emotionally aware, and I am extraordinarily emotionally sensitive. And this is something that I've been working on for a very long time. And this is just, for better or for worse, I feel like this is just part of who I am. And this is something that I'm trying to learn and understand about myself. But if you can relate to what I'm saying in that, then again, sometimes it's just better to just keep moving forward, you know, giving yourself the reward, giving yourself that break, giving yourself that treat. It's like, in a sense, yes, you have been working hard, you have been doing everything that you can, but at the same time, think about the consequence of that. Every time you treat yourself, you're really putting yourself back like a week. So you do a week of hard work and then you treat yourself one day of the week, and all of a sudden you've just reset all that progress. And so you work and work and work and work, and you don't see any progress because you keep telling yourself that you deserve a break or that you deserve a treat. And in reality, that's exactly what's stopping you from moving forward. Like, you need to be very cognizant of this. You really do. So if you're trying to improve yourself, if you're trying to change yourself, if you're trying to change your life, if you're just trying to develop new habits and move forward, then you really need to learn how to delay gratification. This is the most important thing that you can do. And if you don't know the difference between instant and delayed gratification, let me just try to break it down for you, like real fast, all right? The best way you can describe it is that there was an experiment that the scientists did with kids, right? And what they did is they put these kids in like one of those rooms with like the glass windows. Don't talk to me about the semantics of it, all right? It's maybe not ethical, but this was like the 90s, all right? It's a different time. But they had the kids sitting there on a table, and they put a plate with a marshmallow on the table. And they told the kids, if you can resist eating the marshmallow for what 1 minute, then I will come back and I will give you 5 marshmallows. So it's a 5 times return on investment if you can just sit there for 1 minute and resist the temptation of eating that marshmallow. So think about this. If you eat the marshmallow right now, then you instantly get the pleasure of eating that marshmallow. You instantly get that release of dopamine of, oh man, this marshmallow tastes so good, the softness of it, the sweetness of it, like this is all I ever want in my life. But if you can delay the gratification for just 1 minute, you get a 5 times return on investment. You get 5 marshmallows. Think about that. And what they did is they looked at the kids who were able to resist eating that marshmallow for 1 minute, and they tracked them throughout their lives. And their levels of success were exponentially higher than the children who couldn't sit still and resist that marshmallow for 1 minute. If you're the kind of person who has shiny object syndrome, and every time a marshmallow comes along, you can't tell yourself no. Every time you start to feel tired and you don't want to go to the gym, you tell yourself that you deserve a break. Every time you're a little bit tired and you're like, I don't want to do the work today, you tell yourself that it's okay to just take the night off. If you're that kind of person, you need to hear this right now. Because if you continue with those habits, you will never reach your goals. It is impossible. Hitting your goals is simply just effort times time. And when I say effort, I don't mean just banging your head against the wall, hoping that something will work. I mean, putting the effort in, going back, evaluating, figuring out what skills I can learn to improve over time. It's effort in the correct places, multiplied by time, multiplied by, there's a little bit of luck involved, right? But really, effort and time are the only two things you need to be successful. So as long as you can remain consistent on that, you will be able to reach your goals, right? But you need to learn how to delay gratification. So stop rewarding yourself prematurely. Doing the bare minimum is not means for celebrating. That just means that you're now average. You're celebrating being average. That's literally what you're doing. And you need to stop. You need to set higher expectations for yourself, and you need to hold yourself to higher standards, because as you start doing that, you'll also start to respect yourself more. You'll feel better about yourself more often. You won't feel guilty about the things that you do on a daily basis. And you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. You could do so much more. You can be so much more, but you have to do the work. It's frustrating, but I had to say it because you need to hear it. You really do. I hope you can get back on track. That's all I really got for you today. And until next time.